Hi there, I'm Dylan Santos, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of Austin. Austin is the state capital of Texas. It has a metro population of about 2 million residents. Austin is also known for the University of Texas, as well as live music, skyscrapers, and steep hills. Today we're going to explore downtown, the city's large urban parks, and a few other parts of town as well. We'll start at the Austin Convention Center. This is downtown station for the Capital Metro Red Line, a regional rail line to Austin's northern suburbs. And here's a Red Line train arriving downtown. The footage is sped up because the train is slow approaching downtown. Let's cross over to the north side of the tracks. We're heading east on 4th Street. Austin has a docked bike share system. You use an app or a kiosk to check out a bike, then return it to any Austin bike share dock. And here's Interstate 35. Traffic actually seems to be free-flowing today. That is often not the case. We'll walk under it. The area east of Interstate 35 is redeveloping, with new apartment buildings. The next intersection is San Marcos Street. We'll turn left on it. The intersection ahead is 5th Street. We'll turn left again. Believe it or not, this is a Target store on the ground floor of an apartment building. It even has a small grocery section towards the back. If you live in this area, you can walk to the store. Or if you don't live in this area, you can park in the garage. If Target's grocery section is too small for you, you can go to Whole Foods, located in the same apartment building. Now we're back to Interstate 35. On the left is 4th Street, where we just came from. Now we'll head right and walk to 6th Street. We'll continue west on 6th Street for about half a mile. Behind me is Red River Street. It's the start of the 6th Street Entertainment District. There are dozens of bars and restaurants. There are also a few tattoo parlors and gift shops. There aren't many tall buildings on this stretch of 6th Street. Most of these historic buildings are 1 to 2 stories tall. These buildings are filled with local businesses, including Sake Mama, a Japanese-themed bar. And here's one of several tattoo parlors. I suspect having a tattoo parlor in a heavy drinking district is good for business. This intersection is Natchez Street. If you turn right and head 1 block north, you encounter nonprofit organizations serving the homeless. We'll continue west on 6th Street. This is what the sidewalk on the north side of the street looks like on a quiet Sunday night. Hey, is that the one we saw in the trailer on the freeway earlier? It looks like it. Back on the south side of the street, this business is Aaron's Rock and Roll. It sells music and movie memorabilia. Just past it is Pete's Dueling Piano Bar. There are several businesses along the north side of this block, including Cheers Shop Bar, Rapalo's Pizzeria, and Museum of the Weird. Towards the end of the block is another pizzeria. It serves pizza to drunken patrons right on the sidewalk. As mentioned earlier, Austin is known for live music. Here's one bar featuring live music, Poor Choices. This intersection is Trinity Street. The most prominent building on the north side of this block is the former Ritz Theater. It was most recently an Alamo Drafthouse Cinema. However, the company filed for bankruptcy in 2021. The business next door seems to be doing well. Another Rapalo's Pizzeria. On this side of the block, there are 2 bars with rooftop patios, Maggie Mae's and the Blind Pig Pub. And in case you're wondering, of course they have live music. There are several souvenir stores on 6th Street, including this one, Scruffy's Texas Souvenirs. Just before the next intersection, San Jacinto Boulevard, we have the San Jas Saloon. It's another bar that features live music. Here we are at San Jacinto Boulevard. We're nearing the end of the unofficial entertainment district. And we're starting to see some taller buildings. There are 2 buildings on the north side of this block that are 3 stories in height. Ooh. And here's another of many bars on 6th Street, Nar Bar. This intersection is Brazos Street. The Grand Hotel we're looking at is the Driskill. It was built in 1886. And here we are at the intersection of 6th and Congress, where 2 prominent streets converge. If you look to the right as you cross the street, you see the Texas State Capitol in the distance. We'll walk down Congress Avenue later. For now, we'll continue west on 6th Street. Behind me is where Austin's skyscraper boom is taking place. By the end of 2022, Austin's top 20 towers will all have been built since the year 2000, all above 401 feet. We'll continue west. This intersection is 6th and Colorado. On the northwest corner is Indeed Tower. It was completed in 2021. As of summer 2022, it's the 6th tallest tower in Austin. However, there are 5 other towers under construction that'll soon be taller. Indeed Tower was built around this former post office building. It is now the University of Texas's Johnson Hall. We'll skip ahead to the intersection of 6th and Guadalupe. The tower we're looking at is named 6th and Guadalupe. It'll soon be the tallest tower in Austin, reaching a height of 875 feet. Now let's pan southward. We get a good view of several of Austin's tallest towers. The current tallest tower is the Independent, on the right side of the screen. It reaches a height of 690 feet. We'll head south on Guadalupe Street. For some reason, Austinites decided to pronounce this street differently than the river, which is pronounced Guadalupe. We'll cross 5th Street. This here is Republic Square. Let's walk around for a little bit. We'll continue south on Guadalupe Street until we reach Austin City Limits Live at the Moody Theater. It hosts an average of more than 100 concerts a year. The Austin PBS station films the TV show Austin City Limits here. This intersection is Guadalupe and 2nd. Ahead is Austin City Hall. We'll turn right and head west on 2nd Street. There are a few businesses on the street, including a toy store. We'll skip ahead to 2nd and Oasis. The building on the right is Austin proper, a 5-star hotel. The building under construction on the left is Block 185, an office tower. As we continue west, we reach Butterfly Bridge. It passes over Shoal Creek, and here's what that looks like. The next intersection is West Street. On the left is the former Seaholm power plant. It's been incorporated into a new mixed-use development. Here's what the new retail part of the Seaholm development looks like. It includes a Trader Joe's grocery store. Let's turn counterclockwise. This railroad bridge holds the Union Pacific Freight Line. There is a passenger train that runs along this freight corridor, Amtrak's Texas Eagle. We'll turn counterclockwise some more. This busy thoroughfare we see is Cesar Chavez Street. It runs east-west along Lady Bird Lake. Let's teleport east to Congress Avenue. And here we are at the intersection of Cesar Chavez and Congress. The building with the women's suffrage mural is the Line Hotel. Lady Bird Lake is off to the right. Behind me is the Congress Avenue Bridge. During the spring and summer months, bats fly out from underneath the bridge during the evenings. Or at least that's what's supposed to happen, though I've tried to see them twice and neither time they came out. So it's a bit hit or miss. Here's one of my older pictures of the crowd. All of these people went home disappointed. Let's head north on Congress Avenue towards the Capitol. As you approach 2nd Street, be sure to look up. That's the Austonian, a 683-foot condo tower. It was Austin's tallest building from 2010 until 2019, when the Independent surpassed it. This intersection is 3rd Street. If you look ahead to the next block, you can see Frost Tower, a 516-foot office tower. It was Austin's tallest building from 2004 till 2008. There aren't as many businesses on Congress Avenue as 6th Street, but there are a few. This is the Toy Museum, Bar, and Arcade. Here we are at the intersection with 6th Street again, though this time we're headed north on Congress instead of west on 6th Street. Just past 6th Street is a sculpture of Angelina Eberly, aka Cannon Lady. She helped prevent the capital of Texas from moving to a different city. She fired a cannon, alerting citizens that Texas Rangers were removing government documents from the city. On the east side of Congress Avenue, just past 7th Street, you have the historic Paramount Theater. It opened in 1915. You can watch live performances here, or watch movies on the projector screen. There aren't many stores or restaurants in the next few blocks. Here's one of a few, Medici Roasting, a coffee shop. This intersection is 8th Street. You can see the Capitol in the distance. Let's skip ahead to 10th Street. And here we are at 10th Street. Across the street is Capitol property. The Texas State Capitol reaches a height of 303 feet. That's taller than the United States Capitol. That's not the tallest state capitol, however. That would be the Louisiana Capitol, which reaches a height of 450 feet. Let's walk around Capitol property for a bit. Here we are in the South Foyer just past security. There are statues of two Texans instrumental in shaping the Republic of Texas. On the left is Sam Houston. On the right is Stephen F. Austin. Here we are in the Rotunda. On the walls are pictures of all state governors. Try not to get dizzy as you look up to the top of the dome. There are two congressional chambers in this building. The West Wing is where the House chamber is located. 150 elected representatives vote on legislation here. The East Wing is where the Senate chamber is located. 31 elected senators vote on legislation here. In 1993, the Capitol was expanded to add office space. This was done by expanding the basement north of the original building. Architects included skylights to let in natural light. The Capitol Grill and Capitol Gift Shop are located back here. Perhaps you'd like a business card holder with the Texas state seal on it. There you have it. And that concludes our tour of downtown. Up next is the city's large urban parks. We'll start under the Mopac Expressway above Lady Bird Lake. If you look towards the northeast, you get a nice view of the Austin skyline. Lady Bird Lake is essentially a widened Colorado River. And to avoid confusion, I should note that this Colorado River we're looking at is completely different from the Colorado River west of the Rocky Mountains. Seriously, there's two totally separate Colorado rivers in the US. Let's head eastward. This here is Zilker Park. We're standing east of Stratford Drive, looking northeast. The river follows the tree line you see in front of the skyline. If you continue east, closer to the tree line, you encounter sand volleyball courts. Look at all these people about my age with lots of energy. Now let's teleport east, to the intersection of Riverside and Lamar. This here is Pfluger Bridge. It's a pedestrian bridge connecting the city's large urban parks with downtown. We get a nice view of the skyline from this bridge. Pfluger Bridge is popular with joggers, as well as people on a leisurely stroll. If you look north, the towers in the distance are the few towers that existed before this century. If you look down, you can see tour boats on the river. Two prominent companies are Capital Cruises and Lone Star Riverboat. Here's the northern end of the bridge. The Texas Capitol building is off in the distance. Let's turn around. The large building under construction is the Lauren at Lady Bird Lake, a soon-to-be condo building. The building on the right is the Zach Theater for the Performing Arts. We're back on Riverside Drive. The park across the street is Butler Metro Park. Here's one of several interesting amenities at the park, a fishing pond. Another amenity at this park is, this hill. I suppose it's supposed to be an observation hill. It does have a nice view of the skyline from the top. If we turn east, we can see the Palmer Events Center. It serves as a secondary convention center. Here's a small pond in front of it. The building in the distance is the Long Center. It's home to the Austin Lyric Opera, Austin Symphony Orchestra, and Ballet Austin. Let's turn left and head towards the river, and gawk at the Skyline some more. You can have a picnic in front of the Skyline, play Frisbee in front of the Skyline, sunbathe in front of the Skyline. Okay, I'll stop talking about the Skyline for now. Let's walk up to Lady Bird Lake. Directly in front of the river, or lake, is a statue of Stevie Ray Vaughan, one of the most influential blues guitarists of the 20th century. He started out playing here in Austin before rising to national fame. We'll head westward, in the direction we came from, and end our parks tour here, the Auditorium Shores Dog Park. It's unfenced, so be careful about bringing your dogs here if they're prone to running away. And one more bit of advice, don't wear your nice shoes here. It's entirely possible you'll step in something squishy. And that concludes our tour of the city's large urban parks. Here are a few more parts of town before we part ways. On the southeast fringe of downtown is Rainey Street. It has many single-family houses that have been converted to bars and restaurants, though giant apartment buildings are slowly replacing these converted houses. Austin is known for being home to the University of Texas. Its most iconic structure is UT Tower. The University of Texas is also known for its football team, the Texas Longhorns. Here's their football stadium, the Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium. Austin is also home to Circuit of the Americas. It was built to host Formula One's United States Grand Prix, and now hosts other racing series as well, including NASCAR. And finally, here's what the 2022 Austin Skyline looks like from the track. And that concludes our tour of Austin. Thank you for watching.